Right now, the search is on for a couple facing charges connected to the death of their infant. Police now have no idea where they are. Plus, a woman faints into the path of a subway train. The stunning video and the even more shocking result of what happened here. And a decision from Tommy, Wisconsin's longest-serving governor, makes his mind up about a potential fifth term in office. News 3 Now at 10 starts right now. And thanks for joining us tonight. Madison police are searching for these two people, 26-year-old Arkeem Ashley and 22-year-old Estefania Martinez, both charged in the death of their baby. The Madison PD says this started back in May of 2020 when officers were called to an apartment where a baby was found dead in his bassinet. Now, autopsy results then led police to arrest the couple they believed to be responsible for the child's death, but last June they were issued a bench warrant after missing an appearance in court. Now, since that point, Madison police say they've been looking for them both, and today Madison PD issued a statement asking for the public's help, and Brad Hamilton joins us with more. Brad?
Eric, today I spoke with a Madison attorney who emphasized patience from the public, calling this case a complicated one with plenty of questions left to be answered. Estefania Martinez and Arkeem Ashley are both accused in the death of a 7-week-old baby. But right now, Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes says they're both missing.
This is one of those cases where we have reached a dead end.
In the criminal complaint, Ashley gave several inconsistent stories on how the baby suffered its blunt force trauma. It eventually led to his arrest, charged with first-degree homicide, along with Martinez, who's charged with child neglect. But a signature bond was all it took for both to be released from jail, a fact that attorney Mark Bachelik was not surprised by.
Not at all unusual for people in Wisconsin criminal cases to be released on signature bonds. It often depends on people not having missed court previously.
But police have been searching for Ashley and Martinez for months now, after they both missed an appearance in court in June of last year. Today, that search expanded after MPD says they've exhausted all options on their own.
Now we do what the next best thing is. We reach out to our community to see if our community can partner with us.
Though Michelik understands the public may be worried, he doesn't think that they can evade authorities for long.
Very few people have, enjoyed this sort of resources, having the type of money to just be able to pick up and leave the country or live in a way that's pretty undetectable.
Regardless, two people accused of a child's death are missing. And Chief Barnes says he needs your help. And if you do have a tip,
simply pick up your cell phone and give us a call at Madison Area Crime Stoppers, 608-266-6014, 608-266-6014.
we did also reach out to the DA's office, but never heard back. Madison police say they have never stopped searching for Ashley or Martinez and set up this most recent release in an effort to generate fresh information that could ultimately lead to an arrest. Eric.
All right, Brad Hamilton reporting. Brad, thank you. And for an in-depth breakdown of this case, the story's posted on our website, channel3000.com, or check it on our free Channel 3000 News app. 1 month after authorities in Dodge County announced they had solved a 13-year-old cold case involving an infant's death, the woman charged in the case has pleaded guilty. Court records show Karin Lutnan pleaded guilty to 1 count of concealing the death of a child this morning. Back in 2009, the baby's body was found in a garbage bag on the side of the road in the town of Theresa. The case went unsolved until this March when they arrested the girl's mother. A sentencing hearing has now been set for August 5th. Madison police say they've received about a dozen tips so far in their investigation into a sexual assault on the city's east side last week. Officers released this sketch of a possible suspect described as a black man about 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. The victim told police he has a noticeable face blemish on the right side of his face. If you have any information, you're asked to contact Madison police. To weather now, we're more than halfway through the month of April, still getting hit with some snow flurries. Good news is things are looking up. Later this week, meteorologist Dana Fulton on the backyard patio with a quick look at our certified most accurate forecast. Dana?
We are going to see some milder temperatures by the end of the week, but it does come along with an increase in our storm chances. Right now on the patio, thankfully, the snow flurries have wrapped up for us. There are still a few little isolated spots, though, in southern Wisconsin where some snowflakes might be swirling around. This after a few hours now through the late afternoon and evening of dealing with that light snow coming down. At times, Visibility reduced just a little bit, especially as the wind picked up in the afternoon. High temperatures today, barely in the upper 30s, about 20 degrees below average. Now, tomorrow, it will be warmer outside, but still below average. Right now, we're in the mid-30s with a mostly cloudy sky. Temps will only drop a few more degrees down to the low 30s for us to start off the day. For Tuesday, plan on partly sunny skies. It will not be as cold outside. We'll be in the upper 40s for afternoon highs, but it will be nice by the end of the week to see a more seasonable weather for the end of April. We'll take a closer look at your 10-day and that warming trend in just a few minutes, Eric.
We want a true account or a close account as to what happens.
Madison's police chief says it's all about transparency, and tomorrow the Madison City Council takes up an issue they have failed to agree on for at least 7 years, and that's police body cameras. If it passes, this measure would kickstart a body camera pilot program on the city's north side. Tomorrow we'll bring you the latest on that vote with likely a lot of public input. Former Wisconsin Governor Tommy Thompson will not run for governor. A campaign by the 80-year-old would have put him on a ballot for the first time in a decade, and 24 years after his last win. Thompson's entry would have shaken up an already crowded Republican field that includes former Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Clayfish, former Marine Kevin Nicholson, and State Representative Timothy Ramthun. The winner of the August 9th Republican primary will advance to face off with Governor Evers. Thompson met with former President Trump earlier this month at his Mar-a-Lago estate down in Florida. Thompson told the Associated Press that Trump encouraged him to run, but Thompson's family was against it. In a statement today, Thompson said, quote, "We had a family meeting and it was unanimously opposed by all of them. I decided to go along with them. I just can't run a campaign if your wife and children are all opposed to it." Last week, the state Supreme Court approved Republican maps that will likely be in place for the fall election. These maps inch closer to giving the GOP a 2/3 supermajority in the state legislature. Now, experts say it would take a significant Republican win, but not an impossible one, to push them over the threshold to be able to overturn any Evers veto. Republicans currently hold 61 seats in the Assembly, 21 in the Senate. That means they need to flip a combined 6 seats to get that supermajority, and that would take roughly a 7-point margin of victory.
It's a better statewide performance than we've seen a Republican get in one of these marquee races for a long time. Scott Walker never achieved that kind of victory, despite being elected statewide several times.
The closest race in recent memory to approach that figure was Tammy Baldwin's win over Leah Vukmir in 2018. Senator Baldwin won that race by an 11-point margin. That race called less than 5 minutes after the polls closed. And developing tonight, a Trump-appointed federal judge has overturned the White House mask mandate for airplanes and other public transportation. The U.S. District Judge in Florida ruled today the mandate is unlawful and exceeds the authority of the CDC. The Department of Justice has not said if it will try to appeal. The mask mandate required passengers on airplanes, trains, and other public transportation to wear face coverings. Russia intensified its attacks in Ukraine today, launching an assault on the east. The White House also responded to an invitation for President Biden to visit the country. CBS News correspondent Skylar Henry has more from the White House.
Russia unleashed hundreds of missile strikes on Ukraine, mostly in the east. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russian troops have begun the battle for Donbass. But there were also airstrikes in the west. The first known deaths in Lviv, near the Polish border. 7 people were killed there in what's become a gateway for NATO-supplied weapons. Russian troops are close to capturing the port city of Mariupol. Ukrainians there are refusing an ultimatum to surrender or die. President Zelensky says he invited President Biden to Ukraine and expects him to accept, but that seems highly unlikely.
There's no plans for the president to go, so let me just reiterate that.
New images show the final moments of the Russian warship Moskva in flames in the Black Sea. U.S. intelligence backs up Ukraine's claims it sank following a missile attack last week. Russia says a fire caused an ammunition explosion. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
A defense official says U.S. cargo flights arrived in Europe yesterday with the first delivery of weapons that are part of an $800 million supply for Ukraine. And in the Korean Peninsula, North Korea fired 2 projectiles into the surrounding water over the weekend. That now marks the country's 12th test this year. Images published by a North Korean state-owned newspaper show the country's leader, Kim Jong-un, smiling and clapping as he observed the test firing of what the newspaper called a new tactical weapon.
North Korea continues to pursue a ballistic missile program that, at least we think they believe, will help intimidate and threaten our allies and partners in the region.
And on Friday, there was a huge parade in Pyongyang on a public holiday to mark the 110th birthday anniversary of North Korea's founder, Kim Il-sung. New dramatic video tonight showing the moment a woman falls into a moving train. Now, we want to let you know ahead of time, she is okay and somehow, amazingly, was hospitalized with only minor injuries. This happened in Argentina near Buenos Aires on March 29th. You can see the woman start to lose her balance in the circle there, and she falls terrifyingly right into that train, into the gap beneath the train. But she was later pulled out. She was helped to her feet, and again, amazingly, eventually taken to a hospital. Only minor injuries there. Well, check this out. Police in Florida trying to find these three men. They were caught on camera at an Airbnb. They are carrying a body out of the home. It's a homicide investigation. The 29-year-old victim was shot and killed during a drug transaction inside that home, which he was renting from Airbnb. The Navy says 3 sailors from the USS George Washington aircraft carrier have been found dead in less than a week's time. One of them found unresponsive on board the nuclear-powered carrier last Friday. The first 2 sailors were found on April 9th and 10th. A Navy spokeswoman says there is no initial indication suggesting there's any correlation between the 3 cases. The Navy did not give a cause of death for any of those sailors. A group of LAPD officers had an emotional reunion with a man they saved from a plane crash. Mark Jenkins crash-landed his plane on some train tracks. This was back in January. Officers able to pull him from the wreckage moments before that train smashed into the aircraft. Now, this weekend, Jenkins was on hand for an event honoring the 4 officers who saved him. Jenkins said the officers were a, quote, bunch of great, crazy guys. A video game console briefly disrupting Easter travel at Boston's Logan Airport yesterday afternoon. TSA agents screened a check bag with a potentially suspicious item inside. Now, as a precaution, some passengers were evacuated from the terminal. However, a bomb squad, they took a closer look and realized it was simply a PlayStation video game console. The controversial right-wing media outlet InfoWars has filed for bankruptcy. Court documents allege its estimated assets are valued at less than $50,000. Liabilities between $1 and $10 million. InfoWars is facing lawsuits tied to owner Alex Jones there, the conspiracy theorist found legally responsible for damages caused by his claims that the 2012 Sandy Hook mass shooting was staged. 26 people were killed in that deadly school shooting. Still ahead tonight, Dana Fulton will be back with your forecast for the rest of the work week, including a substantial and much-needed warm-up. But first, losing confidence in home ownership. We'll tell you about a newly released survey. That's next.
Menards carries the largest in-stock selection of appliances. Discover the Criterion Advantage with a pair of laundry appliances with great features, like 8 dynamic preset cycles. Find great quality with a Criterion washer and dryer, just $449 each after 11% rebate. Create your dream bathroom with our great selection of Sterling bathroom products to fit your style and budget. Tubs, showers, doors, and toilets are all 11% off right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
It's like I'm downloading in slow motion. Wish we had better internet.
Charlie!
That's right. It's me, Charlie. Wish specialist for Spectrum. Let's get that wish granted.
How?
Spectrum Internet delivers speeds of 200 megabits for a stronger connection on all your devices. Here, yeah, and here. Plus, get a free modem and free desktop security to keep your kids safe online.
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month. Call 833-768-4999.
Why do we need all these remotes? I wish our shows were in one place.
Spectrum TV makes it easy to find your favorites. Plus, you'll have access to over 85,000 titles on demand. And with the free Spectrum TV app, you can watch live sports, news, and more on any device, anywhere.
Get Spectrum TV for $49.99 a month. Call 833-768-4999.
I wish we didn't have a contract. Granted.
Oh, he's good. Switch to Spectrum Internet or TV, or get them both for $49.99 a month each, all with no contracts. Call 833-768-4999.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and it's time to add the perfect accessories to your new Chevy. Make it bolder. Make it work harder. Make it your own. Find new possibilities. Find new roads. Very well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy pickup trucks. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward the eligible purchase of a new Chevy truck with accessories. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
This has been a symbol of suburban life for decades. But a new idea is buzzing around local communities.
It's not just, someone being lazy.
Eric Frocky finds out why No Mow May could make a big impact on our planet. Thursday on News 3 Now at 6. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Most of us have done things we regret, skipping a trip, leaving a relationship, walking away from a good job. But a recent survey focuses on some of the 47 million people who quit their jobs during last year's so-called Great Resignation. About 1 in 5 of those people who resigned during the pandemic regretted it. Many of them wanted more pay and responsibility and then realized their new gig wasn't the dream job they wanted. It appears renters are losing confidence that they'll ever be able to own a home. The average probability of owning a home at some point in the future tumbled to 43% this year. That's the lowest level since the New York Fed began asking that question in 2015, and only about a third of people surveyed with less than a bachelor's degree or who make less than $60,000 expect to ever own a home. For all of those procrastinators out there, you got about an hour and a half to get your taxes done. Today is tax day, 3 days later than the usual April 15th deadline. The IRS is urging Americans to file their returns electronically because it's currently taking up to 6 months to process any paper returns. Adding to inflation woes in the U.S., natural gas prices have risen to their highest levels since 2008. Natural gas futures spiked 9% in recent trading and 16% last week. The gains leave natural gas up by a staggering 113% since the end of last year. More local news now. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes-Conway wants to spend $425,000 to design a system to filter PFAS chemicals out of a city well. The State Journal reports the mayor said the system would be the first in the state designed to filter the so-called forever chemicals out of our drinking water. Today, the 126th Boston Marathon commenced for the first time since 2019. The 26.2-mile run had over 20,000 people from 120 countries in all 50 states. The day was a day of triumph for many. Perez Jepchirchir of Kenya was the women's champion. She's the 5th Olympic medalist to win the Boston Marathon, according to the official Twitter page for the event. The men's champion, Evan Chebet, winning his first Boston title. Well, we're saving the biggest news for last tonight. After a 2-year hiatus, Taco Bell confirming today that Mexican pizza will reappear on menus next month. First introduced back in 1985, taken off the menu back in 2020 to cut costs. Mexican pizza expected to relaunch on May 19th. That's some huge news.
Yeah.
Nice earlier today for the Boston Marathon. We saw the video there in Boston. They're getting nasty weather, though, now out on the East Coast. Not much better here, though. Dana's back with the forecast.
We don't have that much snow. I know you weren't a fan of it today. Temperature-wise, it did feel a little more like late February.
My in-laws, by the way, in Minot, North Dakota.
Yes.
They have like 45 inches of snow on the, I'm not exaggerating.
I completely believe that right now.
Unbelievable.
And thankfully, I will say that I put my snow boots away. I haven't cleaned out the snowblower yet. Haven't put that better gas in it yet. So we're still holding on. It's still April. But these flurries that we have coming down right now, they are slowly coming to an end. As we get closer to midnight, that cloud coverage and the flurries pulling off to the east. Chilly weather still expected, though, for Tuesday. It won't be quite as cold outside, but still below average for afternoon highs for Tuesday. That carries us into a warmer Wednesday, though, and then a warmer Thursday. The warming trend goes all the way into the weekend. It does come along with scattered showers and storm chances, though, for the end of the week. As this continues to pull off to the east, again, our cloud coverage and those flurries move all along with it. But it is a bit windy outside right now. Generally, wind speeds about 15 to 25 miles per hour. We're expecting high pressure to ridge in for us tomorrow. That's going to give us a dry day for Tuesday. Already, we're really pulling back on the light flurries. Some isolated areas could still see some snowflakes swirling around, but most of the area really drying up right now. The cloud coverage pulls away. We start the day off tomorrow close to freezing for our overnight lows. Afternoon high temperatures will land in the upper 40s, so about 10 degrees warmer than today with a partly sunny sky. Really shouldn't be too bad outside tomorrow, but still still a bit below average. Mostly cloudy skies heading into Wednesday. Overnight low temperatures near 40 for us on Wednesday, and Wednesday afternoon the rain chances return. Scattered showers expected for us through the afternoon and evening. Could see some isolated little steady rain showers in there, some heavier rain possible at times. This really wraps up as we get closer to midnight, and by Thursday morning we're back to dry weather. So we have a break in these precipitation chances. That drier weather allows things to clear up and absorb into the ground. Overall, about 1/2 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch of accumulation, so measurable amount of rainfall. Not a total washout, but this comes through for us late Wednesday with those totals landing for early Thursday morning. Our four-legged friends certainly happy with the drier weather in the forecast for tomorrow. Partly sunny skies for Tuesday, not as cold outside. Wind speeds will back off for us by tomorrow afternoon, about 6 to 12 miles per hour. Rain chances building in Wednesday afternoon. That continues through the evening. Afternoon high temperatures on Wednesday will be in the low 50s, so we're still below average on Wednesday. Thursday, though, we finally get above average and the low 60s with dry conditions. Partly sunny skies expected for Thursday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, our next round of showers and thunderstorms will build in. We're expecting warmer temperatures, though. It just comes at a price for us for Saturday. We'll be in the mid-70s for afternoon highs, the chance for showers and thunderstorms. It'll be breezy outside. Sunday, a chance for rain yet again. We cool down behind that rain chance next week. It does look like we'll hit a drier stretch. Several days with sunshine, but it'll be cooler with temperatures pulling back to the low 50s for afternoon highs, and overnight lows expected to pull back down into the 30s.
Christian Yelich and company having a grand time at AmFam Field tonight. We got highlights of Game 1 with the Pirates coming up in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2022. Vote for your favorites online, including Fry Construction for Best Kitchen and Bath Design, Best Roofer, and Best Window and Doors. Vote Fry Construction at MadisonMagazine.com.
The home of Wisconsin's favorite wine, Prairie Fumé. And the Wallersheim Old Fashioned. Scarlet Fumé is back. Find it and other Wallersheim wines and spirits at your favorite Wisconsin stores. Cheers to 50 years and many more to come.
PTI, I need the PDF, COB, aka EOD. What's the ETA?
ASAP, FYI.
LMK. HBD Gordon. HBDY.
LOL, look at this GIF. It's GIF. FWIW.
ROTFL.
You see my IM?
TLDR.
What?
Too long. Didn't read.
Okay.
We don't need any more acronyms, but we could all use more ways to save.
BMX, YOLO!
Switch to Geico for more ways to save.
SMH.
This is a town called Basic, where the townspeople are happy with a basic lifestyle. And that's a 2022 Nissan Altima, with more attitude, more style, and a powerful turbocharged engine to help put basic in your rear view forever. Looks like basic will never be the same. The 2022 Nissan Altima, anything but basic.
Now get 0.9% financing for up to 72 months on 14 models.
Broadway's Tony-winning Best Musical is Dear Evan Hansen. Dear Evan Hansen, May 10th to 15th at Overture Center. Find your tickets at overture.org today.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To your big promotion.
And to your new house.
I know.
What? I guess you had to move fast in this market.
Right? Best thing I did was get a pre-approval from Summit. Once I knew my budget, I only looked at homes I could make a serious offer on.
And how's construction going on your place?
1 month left.
Must be stressful.
Actually, no. I'm working with Summit too, and they've been great about answering all my questions and guiding me along. It's been easy.
Whether you're building or buying a home, Summit Credit Union is here to help.
It's time. Get back to your health and fitness goals by joining Anytime Fitness for just $1. Now through May 2nd. Get a coach, get going, get fit. Join Anytime Fitness for just $1. Now through May 2nd. Hurry in today.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2022. Vote for your favorites online, including Fry Construction for Best Kitchen and Bath Design, Best Roofer, and Best Window and Doors. Vote Fry Construction at madisonmagazine.com.
Over the last 3 seasons, Sean Torchio hasn't played a lot at safety, but when he's in the back end, he's made his presence felt, which is why he's known around Camp Randall as the jewelry thief. He's always making plays around the ball, and that hasn't changed this spring. As the most experienced safety, Torchio is now the group's leader, and his knack for being a playmaker is something Jim Leonard hopes gets passed down to the rest of the unit.
Grew up all my life playing quarterback, and my dad played quarterback, and so we'd always kind of talk from like that kind of perspective. And so in high school, when I kind of switched, I had that mindset, and I kind of had in the back of my mind of trying to think of like what they were thinking of.
That's been what he's been really good at. He knows how to paint a picture to a quarterback and understand kind of route concepts and timing. It's fun because not everyone has that.
Wisconsin softball's doubleheader at Minnesota on Wednesday has been postponed due to weather. The border battle does not have a makeup date as of yet. UW returns to action on Friday when it hosts Nebraska. Game 1 is on Friday again at 5. The Brewers homestand continues with the Pirates in town for a 3-game series. Tied at 1 early, the Brew Crew's bats really heat up in the 4th. Bases loaded for Colton Wong. His sac fly to center gives the Crew the lead, but the player of this game is Christian Yelich. Bases still juiced, and that finds the upper deck with no problem. First homer of the season for Yelich is a grand slam. The Brewers cruise to a 6-1 win. Game 2 is tomorrow at 6:40. Instead of going against one another, the number 12s are teaming up. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are partnering for the match. They will go up against Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Last year, Rodgers won it for him and Bryson DeChambeau with a birdie on 16. The 12-hole event tees off on June 1st in Montana. Rodgers. Having almost a week off proved to be a good and maybe not so good thing for the Bucs last night. After blowing a 16-point lead, they managed to rally and beat the Bulls in Game 1 of their series. They quickly sailed into last night's game, and from the looks of it, it could have been an easy dub. Attacking on both sides of the ball early, the Deer doubled up on the score later in the first quarter. Then it all started to fizzle out, but a total team effort down the stretch helped seal the win.
We need everybody to win. The starters, the bench, everybody have to do their job. Everybody have to be a star in their role. Having Bobby coming off the bench, having Grayson, PC, JC coming off the bench and giving us that spark, it's always great. He always gives the team rhythm, he gives us energy.
A couple days to regroup and get ready for Game 2 of the series. Tip-off on Wednesday night is set for 8:30. Then the series heads to Chicago. Former Badger Micah Potter is named to the G League's all-rookie team for this season. He currently plays for the Heat's affiliate, the Sioux Falls Skyforce. Potter is the 8th player in Skyforce history to receive this recognition. In 33 games this season, he averaged over 17 points, almost 10 boards per game, including a team-high 15 double-double. We'll be right back.
It's Terrific Tuesdays at Hy-Vee. This Tuesday, Frosted Flakes or bite-sized mini wheats, only 99 cents while supplies last. And get a Market Grill tenderloin for only $5. Scan the QR code or check out HyVeeDeals.com for more deals.
Oh, baby, I have sinned. Baby, this is my last confession. You know I've never been no good. But when I'm with you, it feels like heaven. I'm begging for mercy, baby. Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I love it.
Enough! This doom and gloom ends now.
It's time for a brighter view. Let the sun shine in with 2-for-1 windows from Feldco. Plus, no interest until 2023.
2-for-1 windows from Feldco end soon. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
There are There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living, and through no fault of their own, they're being left behind? If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and it's time to add the perfect accessories to your new Chevy. Make it bolder. Make it work harder. Make it your own. Find new possibilities. Find new roads. Very well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy pickup trucks. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward the eligible purchase of a new Chevy truck with accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Brothers Maine has been family-owned since 1938. Some of us were born into this family, and others chose to join through the years. And we know you can't replace family, but you can replace appliances, and Brothers Maine is here for you when one breaks down. Our in-house team has delivered ranges to washers to refrigerators to hectic households in a pinch, oftentimes the next day. Just because an appliance breaks down doesn't mean you have to. We're not big box. We're Brothers Maine, and we want you to feel like family here.
It's Terrific Tuesdays at Hy-Vee. This Tuesday, Frosted Flakes or bite-sized mini wheats, only 99 cents while supplies last. And get a Market Grill tenderloin for only $5. Scan the QR code or check out HyVeeDeals.com for more deals.
Call for action only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Finally, tonight it may have snowed overnight and into today, but at least we don't have these wandering around the neighborhood. It wasn't the Easter Bunny. Instead, a very large alligator. An early morning stroll. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office shared this video on its Facebook page, what they estimate to be a 10-foot alligator strolling through the Venice, Florida neighborhood. It just kept walking, eventually making its way into a community lake. Now, Jordan grew up in Florida. She says, oh, this is just another day.
Oh, yeah, no, this is quite normal, yeah. Or over where my parents live in Winter Garden, there's sometimes, they're not this big, but we've got a couple little gator heads that'll pop up out of the lake every once in a while. Yep.
They say 10 feet. I don't know. He might be a little bigger than that.
He looks a little bit bigger than that, for sure.
He's a big boy. They would not like this weather.
No, and I will gladly take the snow. Any day over gators, absolutely. That's why we put up with the cold weather, guys. Tomorrow, partly sunny skies. It won't be quite as cold outside in the upper 40s. Wednesday, rain building in the afternoon and evening, low 50s. That warming trend continues through the rest of the work week into the weekend, the low 70s or mid to low 70s Saturday, with chances for showers and thunderstorms.
Dana, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10. Have a great night.